Alright guys, so I wanted to make a video. I got this idea to kind of make a video telling you guys about places I visited. I have road tripped all across the United States. I haven't been to every state, but I've gone from the Midwest to Washington DC, down to Miami, Florida. I've been from the East Coast all the way to Colorado, California, and many places in between. So I thought it'd be interesting to give you guys some ideas of places to go, whether you're going all the way across the United States, or maybe you just want to go somewhere local that's maybe a couple hours. I might have some ideas for you guys based on things I've done. So I'm just making this video off the top of my head. I'm going to throw in pictures of places I've been when I'm talking about them. So we'll go back and forth from me talking just to showing some pictures here. But basically we'll just start, and I'll try to go, let's say, from the East Coast to the West Coast. So, some cool things to do on the East Coast. I've been in the DC area, and there are some cool museums out there. I'm going to have to put the name. I'll put some pictures and also information on the screen, because I'm not going to remember every single detail off my head. But there is an aeronautics museum. I forget the exact name of it. It's near Washington, D.C., near the Dulles Airport, I believe. And it's a big aeronautics museum. It's really cool. So you can see some pictures here. I'm probably throwing up on the screen. If you're out that way, it's awesome. Washington, D.C. itself, I went there. To me, it's just a crowded city. You know, it's just a normal city to me. Now, there are monuments and there are cool buildings to see. So if you want to go there to see those specific things, I'd say go ahead, do it. But if you want to go there for fun or excitement, you know, it's just a normal city to me, crowded. Lots of traffic during rush hour, so I wouldn't really recommend DC unless you have a certain reason to go there or you want to see the monuments. But around that area there's a couple cool things. There's the Catoctin Wildlife Park with lots of cool cats, kind of like rescue thing, and there's some other cool zoos out there. There's a carriage museum I went to. I'll probably throw a picture of that up if I can find it. And that was a cool little estate, and that they had a carriage museum on. From there we'll start going west, we'll first go south to Florida. Now Florida, there's a lot of cool things to do. People will go to Miami sometimes, so I've never been to Miami. So on the road trip, me and my friend decided to stop in Miami for 2 days. Now we went there to kind of see the town. The town to me, again, was just like a kind of a, I don't want to be mean, but it was kind of like just a grummy city with a couple beaches. And you know, it's crowded again. It wasn't my favorite place to go. There's other beaches elsewhere that I think are better, but Miami I'd stay away from. It's the one place I've actually gone that I don't really care to go back to. It just wasn't for me, I guess. It was just a crowded city with some beaches. There were some cool shops and such, but there would be like, on the strip near South Beach, there was, you know, there'd be a sandwich shop sandwich and ice cream shop with kids, you know, and their parents getting sandwich and ice cream, and then next door there'd be a strip club. Like right next door. So it's family friendly in a way. There's like a nice little downtown area, kind of touristy area, but it's not like all tourist areas. There's strip clubs and there's just kind of some weird stuff going on. So it's not my favorite place there, but I did go to the Everglades, which is near there. It was only like a less than an hour drive, probably half an hour from where our hotel was, which was by Miami Airport. And there we went on an airboat ride. That was really cool, and got to see the gators, hold a baby gator and such. There's tons of different airboat companies out there that go down in the Everglades. They're all pretty good. I'll try to find the name that I had and throw it up, but if you just search, you know, Everglades boat tours or airboat tours, there's lots of cool ones around there. They're not too expensive. It's like an hour-long thing, and it's a cool thing to do. We fished there in the canals, and we wanted to go to Key West, but we were running out of town. We had to get home, start getting back on our way home after Miami. So we didn't get down to the Keys. But I know people that have gone to the Keys say there's awesome fishing there in the canals and such. You can just fish right there. You can go out and get charter boats and go fishing down there. And it's just a really cool, relaxed place from what people have told me. So I hope to get there one day. That's not a place I've actually gone, but the Keys are supposed to be awesome. Another place in Florida is Apalachicola. Now this is a tiny kind of fishing town, and there's only a downtown of about 2 blocks. I mean, it's pretty small, They got an ice cream slash gift shop. They got a couple awesome restaurants with super fresh fish, awesome oysters, all caught right there, you know, in the bay and stuff near Apalachicola. You can also, if you go there, we stopped there for 2 nights, me and my friend, and we chartered a boat. We chartered Captain JB. He's one of the boat guys down there. He'll take you out for fishing, or he'll even just take you out for fun on the water and bring you to sand dune. Geez, what do they call it? Sandbars and such, to get out of the boat and, you know, just have like a relaxing day out in the water and, you know, beachy wilderness. But we caught some awesome redfish down there. You can take the redfish, if you keep them, to any of the restaurants. After you fillet them, they'll cook them up for you. And it was just an awesome couple days. It's not like somewhere you're going to go to party or anything. You're going to go there, hire a boat, go out fishing for a day, and then probably leave the next day. We just stayed 2 nights. We got there, hired the captain for the next day, fished, and then left the day after. So it's a really awesome fishing trip. Really recommend it. And I'd recommend Captain JB. You can actually look him up online. I think his website might just be captainjb.com. But if not, just Google Captain JB Florida, and you should find him. Awesome captain. He let me bring my dog on the boat, and it was a really awesome time. So I probably have already showed you a picture, or if not, I'll show it right now, just of the fish we were catching down there. Really awesome. From Florida, heading a little bit more west now, and north and west, in Tennessee, there's a place called Ruby Falls. And me and my friend were driving, I think this was when we were driving to Florida, we saw it. Kept seeing signs on the roadway, Ruby Falls, Ruby Falls, Ruby Falls. So we stopped there. And it's basically an underground cave. They take you down an elevator. I believe it was 20 bucks or something. I don't remember the price. It was over a year ago. Dred, don't knock over my camera. My cat's down there. And they take you underground. It's hundreds of feet. I forget the exact amount, but it's a lot. It's really far. Hundreds of feet underground. And then you walk through these underground caves and tunnels, and then there's a waterfall kind of inside the earth, inside the ground. There's a waterfall that you see. So that's pretty cool, not too expensive, a cool place to go see. It's pretty neat. I gotta think if I can remember the name of one of the next ones I want to talk about. Let's first go to Louisiana, Kentucky. We stopped there for a couple days. There's the Louisville Zoo. We stopped there. It was pretty cool. It's a good zoo. We'll talk more about other zoos, but the Louisville Zoo is fun. If you're around the area, check it out. Now I got to think of the name of this one. I think it's Maquoketa, if I'm saying that, in Iowa. And there are caves in Iowa. I'll put the name on the screen, so if I said it wrong, you can find it. There are caves there that are expansive. There are tons of caves. I've gone there a few times, and it's really awesome to explore. I have a couple videos on it, so if you search my channel for caves, you'll find them, and you can see what's going on there. But really, really awesome. It's basically a day of hiking around in nature and going through some awesome caves. Now, if you want to get really deep into some of the caves, I'd recommend bringing definitely flashlights. As bright as you can get ones, you know, bring nice flashlights. I'd also recommend wearing clothes and shoes that you don't mind if they get wet or dirty, because you know, some of the caves you can walk through and not get dirty at all. But if you really want to go and explore, some of them you got to crawl through a little bit, or some of them are a little bit, well, you know, have some water or mud on the ground. So wear clothes that you don't really care about, and you might even want to bring knee pads. You don't have to bring huge ones, but a little bit of knee pads might help, because you are often kind of shuffling around to get through if you really want to get deep into some of the caves. Really cool place to visit. Definitely check that out. Now if we start going west, let me try to think of the next thing west of there that was cool. We might be heading out pretty far west, because I haven't stopped all that much between Iowa and Colorado. Between those areas, I've pretty much just driven straight through. So we'll go out to Colorado. Everyone's going to ask about Colorado because weed's legal there. Denver is a hot spot, but it's just a city. You can get, you know, legal marijuana anywhere in Colorado, basically. Wouldn't really recommend Denver. It's just a big, you know, a big city. Again, it's just, you know, I go to cities all the time. It's just another city to me. Where I would recommend going in Colorado is Steamboat Springs. Awesome little town. It's not the hugest town, but they got a few blocks of, I mean, it's not a small town either, but their downtown's a few blocks of cool stores, gift shops, so on, eateries, other stuff. Pretty cool little town. But the best thing is the Steamboat Hot Springs. I've gone there a couple times. It's awesome. There's different pools. The hot water comes out of the mountain, and the hot pool, and then they have another pool, another pool, another pool that get progressively a little bit cooler. So you can be in really hot water or kind of warm water, and you can even go straight into the river where the water's cool. Awesome place. During the summer you can get there anytime. During the winter, four-wheel drive's required, because you are driving up a little road that's pretty steep. Not super steep, but you need four-wheel drive in the winter or you can't go. And I've also heard that you can get little cabins and actually stay up by the springs, and you're allowed to go there earlier in the morning than the general public, a couple hours earlier. You can also stay later. And I've never done this, but after dark, if you're staying in these cabins and you stay after dark, clothes aren't required. So you can go to the hot springs during the day though, and it's basically like a little pool area. Recommend going on a weekday if possible, because the weekends, you know, people aren't working, it will be more crowded. But when I went, you know, there were people there, but it wasn't bad. And I'll probably show you some pictures of when I was there, so you probably see. But really awesome. If you've never been to a hot spring, it was just really awesome. We went back 2 days in a row because we liked it so much. So definitely recommends the Steamboat Springs, the hot springs there. Alright, let's go west of there. Flagstaff, Arizona we stopped in. Excuse me. Flagstaff, Arizona we stopped in. There's some really nice scenery out there. We went down this ravine. We were hiking through these mountainy areas. It was pretty cool. But we didn't really go to any real attraction there. We just kind of were doing our own thing. But it was really cool scenery, really awesome place. Santa Fe, New Mexico, I haven't been to recently, but I really liked that town. I was there years ago, probably 15 years ago, so it's been a long time. But I remember really liking that town. It had a lot of culture, cool downtown area to walk around, lots of shops, lots of, you know, it's a way different culture than you'll see in lots of different places. There's lots of American Indian type things, American Indian type shops and jewelries and stuff, and other items. It's a pretty cool town to see. There's one more thing I missed back east, which we'll talk about before we go out to California area. Kind of Midwest, actually, Wisconsin area. Lake Wisconsin, I've gone there 3 years in a row now. Yeah, 3 years in a row now, and I've gone fishing with a guide for walleye and crappie and some other types of fish we've caught. Lake Wisconsin, hire a guide. It's really awesome fishing. The guide that I use is no longer taking new clients. He's actually now half the year in Costa Rica, being a boat captain out there during the winter times, and then summers he's out here at Gus. So my boat captain, I can't tell you, but Lake Wisconsin, look up a boat captain there, charter a boat for fishing. Really awesome place to fish. Throw up some pictures again of some of the fish we've caught there. Really awesome place. Alright, so now we're going back west again, and California we stopped at. California I've been to many times, and as I'm talking here, like I said, I don't have this set up. There's one or two I'm thinking of now that I'll get back to. But California, some really awesome places. San Diego, love it. There is awesome beaches in San Diego. Like I was talking about Miami, beaches there are nothing compared to San Diego area. Beaches are awesome. They're just amazing. You know, they're bigger, they're better, they're nicer. There's dog beaches. There's all types of cool beach areas and kind of storefronts and kind of like beach towns. Really awesome place to explore. There'll be little towns that we found that have little downtown areas that are just super cool. Found this place that had a little pizza place. Stopped there and ate by the beach. It was just awesome. I would definitely recommend the San Diego area, and just go explore the beach areas and the little towns and the shops. It's a lot of fun. Also in San Diego, if you're out there and you like animals, or if you just like going to zoos here and there, there is the San Diego Zoo and the San Diego National Wildlife Park. I believe that's what it's called. They are awesome. Amazing zoo. Probably the best zoo I've ever been to. It's an awesome zoo. And in the Wild Animal Park, you can actually get on the back of this kind of, I don't know, I'll call it a Humvee for lack of a better word, but it's basically a truck with that you can have people in the back of. And you're in that. We fed rhinos, giraffes, some other animals. I believe we were feeding them apples, or maybe some other type of fruit. But we were feeding them right off the truck. You get to go around and see them all interacting in kind of a big outdoor wildlife area where they have lots of different animals, kind of like they're on the African desert, not, you know, African safari, whatever. And really cool. So I definitely recommend the San Diego Zoo, San Diego Wild Animal Park. Awesome, awesome places to go. There's also a cool downtown San Diego area with lots of shops. There's Carlsbad, there's Encinitas. Two really cool towns to go visit and walk around the shops, get some food there. So we got to go back now a little bit because I missed a couple places. I missed Nevada. Of course, Vegas. I've been to Vegas probably 10 times. A few times on road trips, a few times flew. And Vegas is always fun. Where else can you walk around the streets with you can carry a 12-pack with a beer open walking around anywhere in the city. There's no rules about public drinking. You can drink anywhere, so it's fun. Stop into the casinos. You know, there's so much to do in Vegas. There's shows. Definitely go see Penn and Teller if you're ever there. It's one of the best shows. But basically, if you go to Vegas, try to spend at least 4 or 5 days there if it's your first time. When I go, I just stay like 2-3 nights tops. I've been there, I've seen it all, but there's always something else I want to see. But if you're going for the very first time, I'd recommend staying for 4 or 5 days because there is a lot to see. Just walking around, you could walk around for 3 days and not see everything. And then you got shows you can go to, you've got eateries, you've got, you know, just drinking and partying, you got all types of stuff you can do. So Vegas is always a cool thing to do. Then I thought I had one more, I forgot. Alright guys, so I cut the camera there. This I'm actually adding an after, but I'm probably sticking in the video somewhere. But another place to visit, which I forgot to mention, is Wisconsin Dells. It's a great place to go, really fun town, great for family, kids, but it's also great for adults too. I've gone there a few times in the past few years, and there's just a ton of stuff to do. Going on go-karts is always fun no matter how old you are. There's great fishing, you can ride the ducks. Just awesome. If you've never been to Wisconsin Dells, do a Google search, look up some stuff that's there. It's really just a fun place to go for a few nights. There's deer petting park, there's, you know, all types of stuff. Of course, tons of cheese and meats because you're in Wisconsin, and just awesome eateries and other things. So definitely I would say go to Wisconsin Dells if you haven't. It's just a fun place to go for a couple days. Of course, when I'm younger, I've been to other places, Disney World. Actually, I went to Disney World probably in 2005 the last time. But Disney World's always fun, expensive. Disneyland in California. And right now, stop trying to steal food. Other than that, that's about all I can think of off the top of my head right now. But I hope that gave you guys some ideas of just cool little places you can go around the United States. Have any questions or any suggestions for where you think I should go myself? You know, I don't know everywhere. I'm just sharing what I've kind of come across. So if you guys have any suggestions, you know, where I should go, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, we'll see y'all later. Happy traveling.